All right, let's talk about something that might sound a little backwards. We're diving into this idea of the vital friction of lasting love. I mean, what if I told you that a little fighting could actually be the best thing for your relationship?
Okay, so let's just jump right in with a quote from our source material that, it's going to make you lean in a bit. If you never fight, your relationship might be in trouble. I mean, wow, that pretty much flies in the face of everything we're taught, right? We're supposed to want that perfectly peaceful, no arguments ever kind of love.
Does that sound totally nuts? Yeah, I get it. It seems wrong. But just hang on, because we're going to break this down. We're going to see why a bit of healthy conflict could be the secret sauce for a relationship that's not just long-lasting, but actually passionate and strong. So, first up, the danger in agreement. Let's talk about why a relationship that looks totally perfect from the outside might actually be a warning sign.
You know, we all kind of have this image of the perfect partner, don't we? Someone who just agrees with us on everything. They nod along, they validate us. It's like we're programmed to search for a relationship with absolutely zero friction.
But hang on a second. Let's really think about that. If your partner is just a mirror, just reflecting your own thoughts back at you, are you really being challenged? Are they pushing you to be a better person? I mean, are you actually growing at all?
And that really brings us to a huge distinction between two types of partners. On one hand, you've got the mirror partner. They agree with you, they dodge any kind of conflict, and what happens? Stagnation. Nothing changes. But then you have the backbone partner. This is someone who has their own point of view, and they're not afraid to challenge you. And that's where the magic happens. That's the healthy friction that actually sparks real growth.
Okay, so this is probably the most important part of the whole idea. We have to understand the difference between a good fight and a bad fight. It's all about redefining what we even mean by the word conflict.
And let me be super clear about this. We are not talking about constant screaming matches. We're not talking about name-calling or being disrespectful. That stuff is toxic, it's a huge red flag, and it's always destructive. Period.
So what's the real difference? Well, unhealthy conflict, that's all about winning. It's a battle, and it's just draining. But healthy disagreement, that's actually a sign that you're both still engaged, that you both still care. The whole point isn't to win the argument, it's to understand the other person. You're not fighting, you're exploring. And that curiosity is what leads to compromise.
So let's put a pin in it. What is healthy disagreement? It's when you challenge each other's views, sure, but the goal isn't to tear them down, it's to build something better together. Think about it. It's the massive difference between saying, "How could you possibly think that?" and genuinely asking, "Okay, help me understand why you see it that way." See the shift? One leads to resentment, the other leads to curiosity and compromise.
All right, so now that we know what it is, how does it actually work? How does this whole healthy disagreement thing become the engine that actually fuels your relationship's growth?
There's this one line in the source material that just nails it. Conflict is the fuel for passion. And when you stop and think about it, it makes so much sense. Passion doesn't come from just, agreeing on everything. It comes from energy, from being engaged. It's that spark that happens when two separate, complete people truly connect with each other.
So what does this path actually look like? Well, it all starts when your backbone partner challenges you on something. And that opens the door for some healthy disagreement. But then something interesting happens. You get curious. You actually want to understand where they're coming from. And that curiosity leads to compromise, which is what lights the fire for real passion and growth. It's a chain reaction. So, when all is said and done, what's the big takeaway here? It's pretty simple, really. We have to learn to embrace this idea of vital friction. Because here's the truth. The biggest threat to a long-term relationship isn't conflict. It's silence. It's that quiet apathy that creeps in when you just don't care enough to argue anymore, to challenge, to even engage. That silence, that's not peace. That's the sound of a relationship giving up. So I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. Instead of always asking, how can we avoid fighting, maybe we should be asking a different question. What kind of healthy friction could we use right now to help us both grow? Something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.